Hi everyone, it's Jim. Friday morning into July seemed like a great time to provide another update, do another update for you. Lots to cover, so I may end up doing a bit of reading here just so I don't miss anything. But here we go. Want to welcome Jose Martinez Souza as a new accomplished executive to the group. Jose has a finance background. He's been in Canada 10 years from Brazil, and Jose has incredible connections back in Brazil. Both business and government, and really pleased to have Jose part of the group. We already have a potential client interested in Jose's experience in Brazil. That's fantastic. We're thrilled to hear that Paul Lonis will be leaving the group, and I mean that in the nicest way. Like a couple of others already, Paul has attracted, we can't announce it yet, but Paul's attracted a fantastic opportunity. Very high profile that he's going to be taking on in August, and at that point we'll let you know what it is. But congratulations, Paul, that's fantastic. Christian, Paul's partner, will continue to work with us. Christian has been blogging and doing a lot of work with personal assessments, and so fantastic that Christian will be keeping going with us. Jeremy's become Mr. Twitter, full force contribution. As I mentioned last video, Jeremy's provided his OCPI tool. We're working on that. Ball's in my court to get some information up on the site, but Jeremy's been providing blogs. Jeremy, on the Twitter thing, I think it's interesting. Last week, I was confused on your Twitter handle, which is at JRM Harvey. When I looked last week on Google for it, you were invisible. This week, you're number 2. So the power of doing what you're doing is clearly working, and I noticed your clout score is something like 42 or something like that, which is a fantastic number. So way to go. Bo was clearly quite inspiring at the last meeting with respect to social media, probably much more inspiring than I've been. And ever since then, since Bo made his presentation, even people who weren't at the meeting, we've been inundated with new content. People signing up on Twitter, whatever. Tim Heron, thanks. I got a blog from Tim, blogs from Julia, blogs from Christian and Jeremy. So it's been great. Andrew Resnick is now up on Twitter, at Andrew Resnick, if you're interested in checking him out. And Andrew, I think, is really enjoying that. Really, what do you say, Andrew? The penny has really dropped in terms of the benefits that are there. So that's pretty interesting. If you haven't seen Julia's blog series on the role of Chief Executive Officer, you might want to check it out. It might even be something that's of interest to your clients. Julia's done 4 in the series now, very similar to what Tom had done on franchising earlier on. Christian has now done a couple of blogs on personal assessments. And I think it's an interesting way that you may want to consider if you're thinking of doing your own blogging, doing a series. If you take a look at Julia's, they're no more than about 4 paragraphs. Each one makes a specific point. It's just a great way of communicating to out there what your perspective and point of view is on these topics. So, we mentioned last meeting the CEO topic is one of a lot of interest to people who are coming to Boardroom Metrics. So that's great. Thank you, Julia. I get some feedback on my video update of our meeting from last time. I guess sort of a couple elements to it. One is that video updates apparently are quite popular and a good way to do this, so thank you. I appreciate that. I guess the other feedback was the fact that I remain too preachy on social media, and I need to continue to work at backing that off a bit. I get that. I get that point. I guess the other side was probably I'm still not doing a good enough job of communicating what's in all this for you, the accomplished executives, as opposed to for Boardroom Metrics. With respect to social media, if I can just touch on that for a second, I guess I believe in it. I am going to look though for help from Bo and Andrew Resnick to help articulate it better. What I would say is clear, and it's been clear over the past couple of weeks, especially since Bo made his presentation, is that it's kind of a thrill to see people who, when the penny does drop, jumping in and experimenting. I know Andrew's been through this, others have been through this as they write their blogs. There is quite an uplift that comes from getting into some of this modern marketing technology and understanding it and kind of being on the leading edges of it. So I do believe in it, and I think it is a terrific way of getting the message out. And in fact, it's good for you'll feel good as a result of jumping in. With respect to telling the Boardroom Metrics story better for accomplished executives, I'm really looking for help from Andrew Resnick on that. Andrew probably tells the story much better than I do. But I guess the true story, I'm just looking for my right page. I guess what I would like to say though is we do get reinforcement, amazing reinforcement on almost a daily basis about the power of this platform and what it can do for the people who are part of it, which is why we did this in the first place. So we hear from people who have talked to recruiting firms, or you're looking for a permanent job. They've talked to interim management firms. They've talked to personal branding firms, where at the end of the day, essentially what's happened is the individual has disappeared into the database. And I guess for me, the thing that I'm passionate about is that'll never be the case here. This is about the accomplished executives and finding ways to tell the story and get the message out and get exposure in terms of the expertise that you've got, the knowledge you've got, the point of view and perspective you've got that's going to be attractive. There's just a phenomenal amount of expertise here. Certainly as you put it together in a single team, it's incredible. And that is of interest to clients. We're seeing that, and it is of interest to others who want to be part of the team, and that is what this is all about. As I say, I'm going to turn this over to Andrew to do a much better job than I do of articulating what's in it for accomplished executives. Obviously, really believe in that. In terms of business opportunities, a number of great things, and I'm gonna miss some here because there are just a bunch of things going on. Last week, I'm gonna post this on the website, but one of my clients, WFS, we signed a professional services agreement with them. They actually put out a press release. WFS is in the software development business. They work with large corporations, primarily in the financial services industry. So Scotiabank is a huge client. They help them with their software processes. Any of you who led companies or watch companies, you know that the whole IT department software development thing is pretty scary. Costs a lot of money and pretty hard to figure out where it's at, how progress is being made. That's what WFS works on. We're going to provide some work session capability and facilitation for them. One of the things they discovered in the assessment they do, and this will be no surprise to any of you, is that most organizations, one of the reasons their software development is a little messy is because in fact they have their priorities screwed up. Depending who you talk to, it's not, no one's on the same page. That's what we're going to help with up front before they dive into their software development process. Right now there are 5 proposals into Scotiabank. And this is work that I would be happy to hand over to others to help make this happen. So big opportunity there. We're talking to a bunch of clients about social media opportunities. Bo's expertise as an accomplished executive. Social media is very attractive. There's just a lot of companies looking to understand and take better advantage of it, understand what they're doing. So Bo's very helpful on that. We're working on that. On a personal level, I've been approached by Profit Magazine to submit 4 to 6 articles that would be published in the magazine over the year. Where did this come from? This came from them watching my blog. I have a personal blog that they've been watching apparently for years, and asked if potentially I could convert some of that into an article for them. Also got approached last week by a large online U.S. business magazine for exactly the same thing. I view the opportunity here as the opportunity to promote the accomplished executives, the team, and Boardroom metrics. So looking for ways to do that. Interesting, we got approached by a sports marketing company who was wondering if there isn't some complementary way that they could leverage the Boardroom metrics platform for their clients. We need to think about this. This is obviously different, but these people work with NHL hockey players and NFL football players and people like that. It is interesting. When I Googled some other people, they don't actually show up nearly as well as we do online. So perhaps an opportunity there. So a bunch of things going on. Really, what about you guys? Anything really interested in projects you might be working on? Is there anything we can do? Any input we can provide? If you need to talk to clients, if you're looking to write your first blog or whatever, talk to Karen or Andrew or myself, and we'd be happy to help. Karen, Andrew, and Sage have been working extremely hard on the, I'm going to get this word so hard to say, operationalization of our business. Everything from making our payment system just way easier to use. We're looking at going to PayPal probably almost immediately, right through to aggressively, with Sage's help, aggressively putting Boardroom metrics in front of clients who can be interested in our team, the Boardroom metrics team, the services we provide, and also getting in front of users who would find our platform useful and interesting. So that's where we're at. I'd love to leave a call for action. One of the things I've picked up on over the past couple of weeks, this is back to social media, but there is terrific opportunity on LinkedIn. I personally haven't been taking advantage of it, and I don't think we have at Boardroom metrics. For those who, all of you have profiles on LinkedIn now. interesting groups that are out there. Take a look at those groups, and why don't we agree that between now and next Friday, everybody sign up for 2 groups on LinkedIn, and I think you may be surprised at the connections and the people you end up meeting who could become potential clients. Okay, hey, thanks everybody. Have a great weekend. It's gonna be a long weekend here in Canada. Talk to you next week. Bye.